Remember now, Makanabu Munenjo, Pico Bahara, Abu Munenjo, and this Puroni Rogita, Narogi, Echari Wamo, Agamemo Chegia. I want to do the things that will please you. I want to do the things that will please you. I want to honor and follow you.
Back, you're watching Star Cross Television, and on your screen is still the Morning Star Breakfast Show. Before we went on that short break, first of all, sorry for that breaking transmission. We had a little technical problem in the studio. But before we went on that short break, we had a wonderful insight into today in history. But I promised you that I was going to show you something on the streets of Calabar. And that was Sister Melody asking, I wanted to say Brother Sunday, but because I was just listening to their names, and wonderful and unique names. But she was asking this question that are parents to be blamed for the waywardness of their children? Should we blame parents for the waywardness of their children? And almost 90% of the people said no, that you should not blame parents for the waywardness of their children. But then I think that we have different opinions here on set, and we have opposing opinions also here on set, especially from me. I think today I'm ready to oppose everything, and I also hope that you also have like what to say or add to this topic, as we'll be addressing it as we move forward. Our YouTube our YouTube channel is on and open. The comment section is open. Our Facebook page is open. Even our call lines is on. You can call us in to give us your own take, your 2 cents on this discussion. But at this point, I remember I'm not doing this alone. I'm still here with 2 beautiful sisters, but I will call the prof to jump on what she thinks about parents being responsible for the waywardness of their children. So,
okay, thank you so much, Brocco. Welcome back. But please, my name is Peace Smith.
Oh,
just keep calling the names. How people will get used to it. Peace Smith.
So you'll not be happy when Prof. Is that not Prof?
All right, welcome back, Sister AB. Yes, I love the fact that 19% of the people who said no, parents shouldn't be blamed for the waywardness of their children. They are all parents, if you are looking at it in the broader sense. Or everyone who spoke are almost parents. Yeah. For me, I feel it's kind of if you happen to call the children here and say, should your parents be blamed for your waywardness? A lot of them will say, yes, my parents should be blamed. Do you know why?
Right.
Because some of them will say, even when let's just say for those who have started, inculcating this recalcitrant behavior, or maybe not just being stubborn, or some of them into stealing, picking, and all of that. Some of them will say, I remember when I used to bring this pencil, my daddy will not. Or my mommy was not always there at home to tell me, where did you carry this pencil from? But or some of them, even when they saw me with a strange pencil, I'm just trying to.
You think a child will say that?
Except you are having a range percent. Let's just say maybe a child who has grown into an adolescence, maybe like that, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That child is matured enough to be able to speak, like psychologically. Yeah, so if that child happens, if you happen to ask a person of that age range, like, why are you still doing this? Weren't your parents aware of this? Some of them say, even when someone came home to report to my mom or to my guardians that they saw me trying to pick, they did not tell me this thing was wrong, or sometimes they were not keeping tabs to see if I'm actually still doing those things, even when they called me not to do it. I can remember.
So that's why I'm a thief.
No, wait.
So you are smart.
There is a story. There is. I don't know. While then in secondary school, we read a book, The Road to Bad Beach.
The child show somebody.
Yes. If I've not forgotten the book is The Road to Babish, whether by Olatimi or something. I can't actually remember the author. The child had to beat them, or is it the mom's here, and was like, you were not actually correcting me when I was doing these wrongs. I've once sat here. I told you when I went to get something at a provision shop. Then I saw a child trying to pick, like, he wasn't buying that thing as small as he was picking what he's not paying for. So I noticed it because it was kind of dark, the place, and I noticed it. I was like, I didn't actually shouted on that child, you understand? That would have either make the child feel so bad or something, but I had to go close to the child and say, I'm seeing what you're doing, don't do it again, you understand? And guess what he was trying to pick? A book, an exercise book. Maybe that child has not been provided for. That's why he's trying to get that. Maybe he either rumpled his notebook, or maybe he lost it. He wants to get that one in replacement. Maybe if I go tell my mom that I actually threw my book away or did this, she's going to beat me, or my teacher in school asked me to bring it. My parents don't have money. You understand? I had to tell that child, don't do it. Next time you do it, I'll report you to the police. And that's how they'll pick you. So I offered to buy the book for the child. Maybe there was a reason why he needed the book for. What am I saying? Sometimes we get to see the children trying to toe the wrong line. You understand? And even when you're trying to correct them, you don't keep tabs on them.
Exactly.
I can remember growing up as a child. I had this dirty character I was growing up with. Yes, I have to be frank.
Tell us.
Excuse me.
Oh,
So
we are
I had
We are interested.
I had
You
this,
brought it up. We are
I'm
interested.
coming. Maybe I'll tell you behind the camera. So I had this dirty attitude I was growing up with, and my mom had to it's like a neighbor spotted it and reported it to my mom, and my mom had to beat me. And when she beat me, she did not just let me she tried keeping tabs, understand, to see if I'm still doing this. Yeah. I remember sitting down here telling you, well, as a baby, I remember when I and my brother, we grew up as twins. We were in the same class, but
As
then
twins, but
yes.
twins.
Oh, don't worry about that. So we
Get the joke.
we were in the same class, you understand, while in nursery school, and then teacher was like, these children are not always associating with other children. Once it's break, they will just be holding their hands together to sit. They don't go out to associate. They're just always on their own, you understand. When once it's, maybe the school is over, they go out. So they said, okay, what you have to do is to separate them. Take one to a different section of the class, take one to another section of the class, maybe like A, put this one in A, put this one in B, and all of that. So my mom did that, and boom, I actually refused going to school. Whenever she takes us and maybe drop us in school, I'll have to either sneak out, then stand outside and not enter the class. One day, a neighbor spotted and was like, she came back, told my mom about it, and my mom had to, after taking me to school, she had to wait behind. Not as small as I was, I didn't notice my mom was behind, waiting to see what I would do. When I came back, she had to whip me very well. Not just after that day, she had to keeping tabs. So what am I saying? Sometimes as parents, I feel they're responsible. Outside the fact that maybe those children at adolescence, they have started mingling with peers, and then maybe they are now doing things out of what their parents have been teaching them all the way. But I believe that when you give a child a good home training, that child lives with it. I've actually been going in secondary school. Yes, found myself in the midst of girls who were actually all this, go out after school, and a lot of that. But then, growing up as a child in Sabbath, we have always been trained. I can remember then, as a Sabbath, there was a priest then who would always, Brother Shalom, who would always, every Saturday, he would take out as an opportunity. We had other Sabbath handlers, but him in particular, when he came in as a resident priest, he would always come on that Saturday. I'm like, okay, today we are going to be looking at this topic. Open the Bible, whatever Bible verses you can talk about, just open it and then explain it. Then after that, she will take out the topic. I'm like, today we are going to be talking about contentment. Today we are going to be talking about this. So all those things helped to mold us, so that even when I don't have, I know that, we are taught how to be contented with what we have. I don't have to look for what you are giving me. You understand? Even when I was in secondary school, I can remember the other girls would be like, my this bought me this, you understand, all this kind of character. But I'll be like, no, I'll tell myself, we are taught to be contented with what we have. We are taught not to do this. When you do this, the Father will not be happy with you. The Father don't have to be there physically, but he's seeing us spiritually. You understand? So all those upbringing, those smaller checkups kept us intact. so that even if you as a parent you are not there, you are comfortable that your children can actually, exhibit that character or possess those qualities that will help change another child. You understand? So I believe that when sometimes parents are responsible. I don't know for AB, I don't know for the our audience out there. The people on the street of Calabar, they said parents shouldn't be blamed for it and all of that, sometimes peer pressure. But I believe that when you train a child in the way he should go, when you checkmate that child's attitude, even when you are not there, we are living in the society, in universities, you have passed through, or you are still there and all of that. But you have been in a circuit where you see other people are into all this clubbing, partying,
drugs.
All this cult kind of section and all of that. What makes you different?
Your mom.
No, was your mom there? No, let's picture
No,
it well.
still, like most of the time, I used to tell people, I do things mostly because of my mom. That's why when my mom died, I almost wanted to die. Like, yeah, because most of the time when I want to do something, I was like, my
okay,
mom will
what
not
would
like
she
this.
do
Eh,
if
what
she
would
sees it?
she will
Okay,
not
that's
like
the
this.
picture
She
there.
will not like my mom. Don't enter cult. No, don't do. When you see, don't. They will go and carry you, and they will deceive you. They will ban you something. So when I just remember that, I'm like, hey, my mom.
But yeah, of course, at that point it was your mom. Like the idea that what if my mom sees me doing this thing? She'll not be happy. She told me not to do this thing. Why? She has trained you already. Okay, while we were in the Bethel, a parent tried to spank a child just because the child erred at that point. Then the priest was like, you don't teach your child outside. You teach that child inside, so that when you come out, that child will not be displaying attitude that you will need to spank that child in front of other people. What are you showing? Do you understand my point? When you train that child inside, you give that child, you inculcate all the good attitudes or character in that child. When you come out, you don't need to. I remember when we go out with my mom, she don't need to shout. Just by looking at you, you can understand what's going on.
What to do.
You understand? Someone comes to you and wants to give you something. You don't need to say, mommy, should I collect or not?
You just have to look at
yes.
and
Sometimes you don't even
and she remove her face. If she remove her face, you're on your own.
Okay. Sometimes she'll say collect now. Even when she's telling you collect,
yes.
You know that behind mommy is gonna do
this.
something. You understand? What am I saying? You have trained that child. You have built that child inwardly. You understand? At home. Whether you are there, you are not there to present that child will always know that, oh, my mom is not there. How come some of us can actually go to where there are, group of, bad people, but we still come out without being adulterated or something? That's because we have been given that home training inside. So for me, I believe that parents, in a broader percent, should be responsible for their children's waywardness and all of that. I don't know, you might have your own
I told you I was going to
idea.
oppose everybody.
Yes, of course.
So I have an opposing idea.
Okay,
but before I go, I would like to hear from. But thank you so much. That was really detailed.
Exactly.
I would like to hear from Sister AB Rex, aka Sharp Mama.
Sharp.
Please don't bring that up.
Sharp Mama.
Sharpen it.
Don't bring that up now. Yeah, I would like to add a few things. I like you gave details from your own experience.
Yeah.
Why, as to others, they have different opinion. Though what you said is the truth, like the truth to a greater sense. You understand? But it doesn't cut across all board.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
It does not cut across all board,
In what
because
context?
we do have parents that even after they have inculcated these virtues
Into
on
their
their
kids.
children, they will still go outside to do what they want or what they feel like. I don't know if how should I even put it, because there's this thing we call let me say trait.
Okay.
You understand? Okay, let's say by chance this particular woman that gave birth to a child had let me say funny vices or attitude that she has been living all her life, youthfulness and all of that. So at a particular point she changed, or let me say as a result of bearing a child. So she had that idea, okay, I need to okay, let's just say something hit her at the point that she had to change her lifestyle after living all her waywardness and all of that. So now this particular child, she did not meet when she was wayward. Neither this child is seeing those vices of her doing those things she has been doing before. And she's putting all her best. You understand?
Okay.
She's putting all her best to train this child in the way of the Lord, in the way that, but it is not working, because the child will turn to a rebel. That's why I say trait. also is there. Maybe you have this trait
Threat by peers or by
trait by like your
Nature.
nature
oh,
from your parents, like something
okay.
that there are some characteristics that are being transferred from the parents
Oh, I understand your
to
point.
the
Gene.
child. Do you
Genetic
understand?
traits.
Genetic. Thank you very much. So those kind of scenarios, it is really hard for you to like inculcate that particular.
Person.
How will you
Virtue
inculcate what you don't have?
No,
You are talking about traits.
no, wait.
Okay.
Calm down now.
Okay.
You can inculcate.
Broken.
Now this is what happened.
Okay.
Do you understand? She has been doing this for a very long time, right?
Okay.
Like during her childhood and all of that. No, we do hear scenarios of people changing that have repented to God, and she is now living the right path. Now this child did not meet when she is doing all these evil vices. Do you
I
understand?
understand your point.
So at this point, the trait that she has been portraying at that time is what that is
Has been
affecting,
transferred to
that
this
has been
child.
transferred to the child and is affecting her. So whatever she does at that
Okay,
particular
let's
we
be
have a
helpful.
caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, what's your name and where you calling us from?
David, yes, sir.
Brother Oko.
Okay.
Oh, our one and only brother David.
No.
Is it? Oh, sister.
Sister
Yes,
Gladys.
I just want
Sister
to
Gladys.
make a little contribution
Okay.
to your discussion this morning.
Okay.
Okay, Sister
I want
Gladys.
to say here
Okay.
specifically that good blame should not be only hit on parents. No, parents, they are basically they are our first teachers. We learn from them first. We go out into the world to meet up with our educational teachers and so on and so forth. There are some kids that are so stubborn to learning, they don't take instructions. If your parents are giving you advice on what to do, because they see ahead of us, most children will want to say, their time is past, this is my time. And their words of wisdom is so unique that there's no how we can ignore them. The only thing is just for one to be prayerful that as we continue to teach our children, the children should listen to us. But most times what we say come to pass. They said when they tell you don't follow this route or this road, this side is not good for you, and you just say no, this is modern time. It is our period to shine and excel. So I believe that it's just for one to be prayerful because what is happening in this society is really getting out of hand. Like there was an instance of something that happened sometime ago last week. Sorry that I'm taking your time. Just
Please go on.
A child of 13 years went and gave a blow to his teacher in the class, just like that. Is it the parents that sent him to go and give a blow to his teacher's face? The parents didn't send him to go and make trouble with him. Then you can imagine how that kind of a child can be. The child is already a bully. This incident I'm telling you is a live incident. It happened to my sister in London. In her school, she just sat down. Before she could lift up her face, a 13-year-old child gave her a blow on the eye. 13. So that is the same thing to me also in America. You see some children that they cannot be controlled. Even in their home, they become so wild. And most times they send them to institutions to go and stay. So we're only looking up to the Father for his protection. And then for us to remain prayerful that the children will have, the society should not corrupt them. Because some of them at times they learn wrongly from things. That's just only my advice this morning. Thank you so much. God bless you guys for the great work.
Amen. Thank you so much,
Thank
Sister
you.
Gladys Oyebo. It's been a wonderful moment hearing from you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Like I was on course, right? And with what I think Nigeria, we are blessed because at least we can try as much as possible.
You can
Even
bend
though,
any child.
even though it's by force, force
Not
that
even
child
though.
to
It's
learn.
always by force. Nothing is. You don't have
You
any free
understand?
will as a child.
We will force that child to learn. You know, there was this story where a woman was like trying to correct her child over and over again, and because it's outside there, you can't really beat a child over there. So when they are telling you, just as if their words is not even getting to you, no, she will just talk, and that will be it. There are childs like that. You can't
Children.
even there are children. Sorry, there are children like that. You can't even touch their soul. You can't even talk something reasonable that at that particular point they want to see
I go
sense.
use that
Do you understand? They want to see sense to it. Most of these characters or whatever they exhibit is coming from the children, maybe in association with peer groups and let me say the society. So back to that story. So the woman was like, okay, since you are being a rebel,
Let's go back to Nigeria.
let's go back to Nigeria so that I would treat you. She didn't really tell the child that we are going back
What
to
was going to
Nigeria to treat your fuck up or whatever. But she just like say, please let's go back to Nigeria and visit Granny. You understand? And the girl was very happy. Yeah, we are going to visit Granny. Do you understand? So as soon as she came, as soon as they entered airport,
She started all the way from the airport.
she heard that they landed in Nigeria. I think that from that very moment she started giving the girl a dirty slap.
Shut up.
To tell you how children are very annoying to some extent. Even the character they do exhibit, you would just wonder like, where is this one getting this
That's
particular
excess freedom. Some children become so
particular
annoying
attitude
because of
from?
excess
Do you
freedom.
understand?
Okay.
Excess freedom. I don't think it's not everything. You are a parent. You can't go everywhere with a child. Do you understand? Now I am a parent. I'm expecting that you have to respect me as your parent. So what I'm telling you should be what is in your head. Do you understand? I won't follow you to school. Perhaps I'm feeding you. I'm to put food on your table. So should I leave my work and start following you around? Is when you come back home and you show me those attitude, then I will know that okay, something is wrong somewhere, and I need to come in at this particular point, because them know I can't leave my work just because of a child that I have. Without that work or without what I'm doing, how am I going to put food on your table? So and I'm not of the opinion that is totally the parents. In short, 60% is the children, because the children really have very funny characters. Though God said we should
Train up
the child the way he should go. We also have that good
parent, do not provoke your children
to rot. We also have other scenarios that are
So I still
contradicting.
want
Do you
to
understand? So it's not totally the parents' fault. So I'm standing on that ground that it's not totally the parents' fault. Sometimes society, like look at USA, you can't compare a child in United States of America to that of Nigeria, because we know what we're
So you're
doing
talking
here.
about environmental factor at that
also
point. Okay.
affects. Do you understand? Because now there are laws where you can't even train your child the way you want to, or even discipline the child the way you want it to be. So I feel there are many factors. So we shouldn't really put all the blames on the parents. So that's what I have to say.
So can I still say
Wow.
something?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So AB said something where about maybe you telling your child this is what you should do and you have to do it. I want to toe the line of imposing instructions on children. That could at some point also make that child, deviate a little from you. You said something about you not following a child. You understand? They can be prone to peer pressure and all of that. Let me tell you something. When you train up a child, you make that child so open to you. I can remember, I don't know if it was a topic closer to this topic we discussed that day on site, and I told you that there was a time I had to go to my mom and try to make her see the reasons why she should give us this open channel of going to her to talk to her about things. I might be going through pressure or maybe bullying. Let me say maybe I'm in school and someone is somewhere bullying me, or maybe a teacher is trying to molest me, or maybe there's something going on. It might not just be secondary school. Even at university, I'm just using an example. When you as a parent, you give your child this channel through which they can easily communicate with you, come to you, tell you what is going on in their mind, you'll be shocked of what they'll be telling you. And that way you can actually help them a whole lot. Let's talk about peer pressure. A lot of children, when they go out there, you have to do this. You have to, take alcohol or consume tobacco and all of that. you as a parent, when you give that child that opportunity to always come to you, tell you everything, you see that that child at that early stage, they might be telling you, Mommy, there's a set of group that is trying to pressure me into doing what I'm not supposed to do. And you're like, what is that? And that child will be able to tell you. From there, you as a parent, remember, speaking out is very important. As an adult today, I know you are in the Girls Guide or something. They are always talking about speaking out.
Exactly.
Children or girls who tend to, always keep to themselves. What if I speak out? This person might hate me, or this person might do things to me that that may be as a result of me speaking out. By so doing, that child cannot speak out. But when you as a parent give that child that ample opportunity of coming to you, speaking out, telling you what is going on, from there you can help that child. And that child, as a result of that, may not give in to that peer pressure, no matter how, because you as a parent, you will have that opportunity to take in, maybe take solutions, you understand? If it means involving the police or reporting those sets of groups to the officials that need to be, that is a very good way to start.
Exactly.
So when you keep bouncing on peer pressure, peer influence, you are saying that means there is no good communication link between that child and the parent or the guardians. Let me say. I'm coming. Before
I love this.
No, Brocco, I'm coming. No, talking about. No, we are not. Wait, talking about. Like maybe you as a parent, when you tell the child to do something, you expect that child to do so and all of that. Do you know there's a diplomatic way of communicating between you and the child as a parent?
That's true.
You don't just come. That's why sometimes, let me not just give credit to where I come from. To some parents out there, I give credit to them. They have a diplomatic way of always making their children to see reasons as to doing what they want that child to do. I'll not come tell you, don't pick this cup. If you pick this cup, I'm going to beat you. No. If I come, I'll tell you, okay, let me leave that. If I come, I'll tell you that when you pick this cup, these are the things that comes with you picking this cup. And this is what will happen. And this might, in the other way around, affect you and this. You are not just giving that child an instruction. You are communicating sense into that child. So that the next time that child sees another person trying to pick that cup, that same cup, that child will be like, when you pick this cup, this is what will happen to you. Are you not communicating? That's a very beautiful way of teaching a child. Sometimes parents out there, there are parents who believe that when you pick this cup, I'll knock you. I've seen a parent trying to, in the way, or maybe in a bit to correct that child, you are cursing that child. I've seen it. If because you do this, your children will do none of that. But that's not the right way to train that child. I'm sorry, I know I'm not I'm not a parent yet, not even an IT mother, but these are all experiences we have seen. I've seen a parent trying to curse a child just because you are correcting that child. Something you would have simply, if you don't do this. When you do this thing, this is what will happen. No, listen to correct. When you do this is what will happen. But then maybe that child, act of ignorance. Remember what the Bible said. When I was a child, I behaved like a child. You understand? But now that I'm grown, at least all those childish things. But it's even not easy because even as adults, children are.
But even if you don't say it, your children will do it to you.
But that's
so
karma,
still good to
that's karma. But it's sometimes good.
Say, don't do this thing. If not, your children will do it to you. See, it's not me. It's just that karma. So with the child have that too in mind. So sometimes it's not just cause. In fact, I think this is like a whole show on its own, right? This particular topic is so broad that
maybe you take it to your blessed family.
It's so broad that we can discuss it in like an entire show. We can host a show for it. And you still have something to add because I want to add something.
No, go on.
Okay, so personally, listening to all what we've discussed, and it's so wonderful. I feel smart. I was listening to everybody. I think parents have a good part to play. Mostly the highest in every other influence, but not around 50%. 50% is the parents. Now, why I say 50% is that there are so many things that change. Like there are so many factors that comes in play when it comes to a human being, right? And that is why you can see a family of 5 that has like a parent that have 5 children, and they train them in the way they should go, like the right way. And at the end of the day, one of the child become a doctor, one become a thief, the other one become a politician and steals very well, the other one becomes a very good engineer and all of that. So, and there are other traits which might affect them, making them behave that way, and not just peer pressure, not just environment, but they are all one of them. Sometimes even like you said, genetic traits, also even the new technologies now. People don't really know that there are some new things that comes out and your parents cannot even comprehend. Like when social media came out, our parents didn't really know what was that when we were doing Togo. Like you see somebody walking on the street with a small phone like this. That time I think around 210, when that time Togo just came out, I was in the pew, and our senior brothers would just be shouting. There was a time they started seizing our phones. Now they did not know what. Now these are people that their entire life have been corporate. They don't really know what we are doing on that phone. That we are talking to hundreds or thousands of people at once at the same time. So we are having a very different experience from what they are having, and it's very difficult for them to be able to correct us because they don't actually know, right? Until we started migrating to like social media, Instagram, where you can even see Beyonce. Now, a king 100 years ago could not see the popular personas at that time.
Yeah.
Before you see a popular person that time, you have to pay money, do a lot of things for that person to come. But a child of this age, a child of 13 that has a phone, has access to a lot of women
A lot of things.
than a king 100 years ago. Now, a king 100 years ago would have seen, in his entire life, seen like 50 women, like his entire life. But a child this can see thousands of women in just a month. So that has a very big influence on that child than a child of 100 years ago, right? So that there are so many factors, but then we should not underplay the role of the parents in it, because that's like the first teacher, just like Sister Gladys said. We've gone really far. I would have loved us to look at our socials, but then we've gone really far. I would just like us to take one last input, 2 cents, before we round up, because we're already ahead of time.
Okay.
So, Sister Abby, you have anything to add? Before
Okay, I don't really have much. I just feel parents should play their role to their children and leave the rest for God. And children should also try as much as possible, because there is also a portion of the Bible where it says, children, obey your parents. To tell you that this thing is two-sided, because
this is the first commandment.
Exactly, which is the first commandment. So there are still some children out there that they don't want to hear, but please try and hear. As far as your parents are telling you what's right, what is good, sometimes it might not be really easy on them. It might not be that good, or they don't even know. Maybe even the life they told at that particular point was not even playing sweetly with them at that particular point. So all those things affect. So try as much as possible. You being a gift, you should listen to them in any point. Or you should even try and understand. I know it's hard because they are children.
I think we should take up this topic again, maybe on Friday. Right?
It's hard.
I don't know.
Because they are children.
That'll be okay.
Even though those parents are hard to you, try as much as possible to communicate with your parents. So that's just all I have to say.
All right, Sister Peace, you have
Do I still have something? That's it. Abby has said it all. All right. Sam P. Smith.
All right, so like you already know, I was not here alone. I was here with Sister Abby. I'm still here with Sister Abby Rex, aka Sharp Mama, and also Sister Peace Smith, aka Fabulous. And I hope you had a wonderful time with us. So at this point, this is where we will draw the curtain until we see you again tomorrow with another set, anyways. So bye for now.
Have a wonderful day.
Gospel television, gospel TV.